So this is the IVA W. She is 61 or 2 feet long, not exactly sure, but she was built in 1929 for Captain Johnny Ward in Deltaville. She worked for him his entire life. He retired when he was in his 90s, and the boat was sold shortly thereafter. And she was a traditional Chesapeake Bay dead rise workboat, deck boat configuration. He hauled freight. He hauled grain from the granaries and the fields to the packers in Norfolk, and he crab dredged in the wintertime. He did anything he could do to make a living. His claim to fame was that he would go to Matthews or Gloucester and pick up all the crabs from the other crabbers and put them on her after work at night, go to Chrisfield, sell the crabs, and be back down here the next morning and go crabbing again. And he did that 6 days a week. Sundays, he took off. And so she was sold in about 1998 to Art Wolf, who had great plans to use it in the Caribbean as a charter boat. And it had a lot of accommodation on it for a big crew and what have you. He and his wife were going to live up in the top, and the bottom of it was for the chartered people. And he was 99% complete on the project when his mother-in-law out west developed cancer, and he had to go out and take care of her. And so they sold the boat. It went to the Deltaville Maritime Museum. And from there, this guy that owns it now, who is Scott Bissett in Northern Virginia, bought it. And he was having some really bad luck with getting it overhauled and what have you, and so they brought it down here, and we started maintaining it for him every year. We did a lot of the modifications on it, upgrading all the systems, and it's a pretty nice, comfortable boat at this point. She's in fairly good shape. Still needs a lot of work, like all of them, you know.
Tell me, Dave, say original keel, original this, original.
Well, what you're looking at is the boat is original from the bottom all the way up to the waist. And everything from the waist to the second level is new in 99. And from the second level up has the original pilot house up front, and it has a bedroom that was added for Art and his wife in the back of that. And so probably accommodation wise, she's 75% new and 25% old. Hull wise, she is pretty much original. She's got a 1938 D 13,000 diesel in her, weighs 8,000 pounds, and it's got 110 horsepower. Those engines were built for bulldozers by the Caterpillar people, and she's still running. She's probably got 1 million hours on it, literally 1 million hours on it.
Tell me about the bottom of the boat. I mean, we've replaced have we done some cross plank replacement?
We have replaced, I think 6 or 8 boards in the bottom, and that's about it. Her bottom is in really good shape, really good shape. Captain Johnny took good care of this boat. He made his living with it. He lived on it, basically. And it was his pride and joy. And she and him were icons on the Chesapeake Bay. Everybody knew Captain Johnny. Everybody knew the IVA W. And so, and Iva was his wife. And when he had it built, he hadn't been married long, and so he had it named after her. And he's got a whole passel of boys and grandsons and big family, and they're all in the boating industry. They use tugboats and what have you. We do a lot of work for them. So the secret to these boats is using them all the time. Captain Johnny used her for his entire life, just about every day. She got salt water on her, And when he went to the railway, he painted the inside of her with pine tar and creosote and those kinds of things that you can't even get anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's why she's held up so good.
Yeah.
And she is a tough old boat. She really is. She has lived a tough life. She's worked hard,
Yeah.
but she's been taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ocean. And of course that water out there is a lot more salty than our water.
Uh-huh.
And she never had a bad piece of wood in her anywhere that I know of.
And is your water down here kind of like our water up there? It's kind of like brackish. It's got a little bit of fresh, a little bit of salt.
Well, we get a lot of runoff from the Blue Ridge Mountains. See, all these rivers come right, James River, York River.
Yep.
When we brought her here the first time, she had a ladder going up the side of the house, and the only way to get to the stern of the boat was to go all the way around the other side. And I suggested to him that we put a method of getting up to the second level on the stern deck so that you wouldn't have to do that. And he wholeheartedly supported that. He just didn't know exactly what we were going to do. And I said, well, I'll just put a spiral type staircase there, and it will be pretty attractive, and it'll be one of a kind, and it's what IVA W really needs. And so he agreed, and we put that in, and it really does work nice. There's a little bit of trouble with bumping your head on that hole up there and what have you, but it's out of the way, completely out of the way, and he loves it, and his wife loves it, and we pretty proud of that ladder. This area, it was built for the bullshit, what we call the bullshit area. We sit here in the afternoons and drink beer and shoot the shit and enjoy ourselves and talk about what we did for the day. And I've got a team of 4 people that help me do this. And one of them has passed away, and the other 2 guys, one of them's working on here now, and the other one will be over here tomorrow. So we do all the systems. We do the electrical, we did the plumbing, we did everything, all the air conditioning and heating. She's completely air conditioned and heated from stem to stern. Even the pilot house and the bedroom upstairs. We put in all new electrical panels, and this is the 12-volt side.
You can keep talking.
They are Blue Sea panels, and this is the 110 side, or the 220 side, if you will, the AC panel. Of course, that's a generator control box. This is a Fusion stereo and a VHF radio. We put in, his wife was very interested in a usable, roomy galley, like being at home. So we put in a big kitchen sink. And very similar to being at home. All new faucets, and got 2 refrigerators and cooktop here. On this side, got, this is regular kitchen cabinetry here with a rack of drawers. Kitchen cabinetry up here. This is microwave. This is a work table for making a sandwich or whatever as it comes out of the microwave. Here we have broom closet. And back here we have a full pantry. All of these are full of storage for groceries and whatever. On this side, we have the bathroom, and it has a full shower up at the other end, new vanity. When Art Wolf bought this boat from the Deltaville Maritime Museum, he went to visit the Ward family, and the gaff for this boat was in the top of a barn on their property. And of course it was about 25 feet long, and 25 foot wouldn't fit out there, so he cut the end of it off, and this is the small end of the original gaff right here. And it is a beautiful piece of stuff. It's got the, I'm not sure what these are. Yes, he had a steadying sail that they used some time on these boats to keep them from rocking so bad. And his gaff was covered with these things, but they're all gone now. This area that we're in is the salon, we call it, and this was added in 1998 by Art Wolf and his wife, who were going to carry charters, and this was going to be the get-together area on the boat for the people who chartered it. They eat up on that end. They do all the cooking and all that stuff back here. It was a quite different configuration than it is now, because we upgraded it severely. But it was that was their plan for the boat, and it did not have any paneling. None of this paneling was in here. We put all of this in after we got it. She had just plain 2x4s with hurricane straps hooked to these beams, and that's all she had. I mean, you could see the outside of the boat from here. You know, it was pretty rough, but didn't have any trim around the windows, and it was like I said, he had gotten maybe 90% complete when he had to leave it and go out west with his mother-in-law, and so he left it in that shape. And when Scott Bissett bought it, he and his wife wanted a nicer boat. I mean, they liked the shape, they liked the design, they liked the dead rise portion of it, the traditional portion of it, but they wanted a more comfortable, nicer boat. And so that's why we did all of this work. This mast had a block and tackle up at the top. And when the dredges came on board full of stones and they couldn't lift the dredges on, they had to use the block and tackle to pull the dredges up on the side. Now, this was in the crab dredging part of her life. Right. This is the original gaff. This is the one that they cut the back end off of and use it for a post in there. You can see the sail loops here all the way down the daggone thing. Yeah. But anyway, the center section, once again, was added in '98. We've just upgraded, we've just put new window stools and window trim in those. That's the original pilot house up there. And we have had to replace some of that natural finish wood under those windows, but very, very little of it. Most of that is original from 1929. This trunk that you're looking at here was added in '99, and it basically provides accommodation for 4 bedrooms that were below this deck. And each one of those bedrooms had a bathroom in it. So they were very small, but most charter cabins are that way. Now it's only 2 bedrooms down there, and one of them is a master bedroom and the other one is a kid's bedroom. So it's a family type situation down below. This is not a traditional deck boat feature right here. Watch your head coming up. This is the exhaust pipe from the D13000. And this is the master bedroom for the owner and his bride. This was added in '99. In 1999, when they did all of this reconfiguration on the boat, this is the rear bedroom that was added for the captain and his wife. They were going to live up here while the charter folks lived downstairs. We have paneled the inside of it and fixed all the windows. We actually added a bathroom here. And new bedding. Not a lot to say about this. This is, let's see, from this corner back is new. This was part of the original pilot house, and it sat down on the main deck. I think it had a door in the back of it. Right, it had a door in the back of it. Going into the original pilot house, this is where the boat is actually operated from. To me, this is one of the nicest places on the boat because you got such a beautiful view. And in the summertime, when all the windows are open, it's really a nice place to appear to be. This is the original steering wheel. And this is the kingpin right here. You can see how the pin is actually worn down real small, and that's where Captain Johnny's hand stayed for all those years, holding that wheel. And it had one broken off of it, and they put a brass replacement on there. So that's the brass replacement.
Shifter.
She did not have all this cabinetry up here. I added all of that. This stand here was original, and it just mounted to the wall with a spool of rope to run the steering system. She's got hydraulic steering now, and this is all decorative. All this cabinetry, he requested that because he didn't want wires hanging and all that kind of stuff. And she has Garmin electronics on her, and she's quite updated. She's got just about all the luxuries. This is your clutch. This is a manual clutch for operating the main engine. That's forward. This is reverse. This is the throttle. This is the bow thruster. This is the depth finder. This is the anchor windlass. And engine controls, bilge pump controls, spotlight controls, and hour meter.
Good.
That painting.
Hold on a second. Okay, action.
That painting that you see there on the wall was the original engine room door. My aunt painted that picture of the IVA W in the center of it, and Scott bought it back from her and put it on here. But that door is, I believe, to be built in 1929. So that's a real antique there for sure. Peter, one of the things that we found with this boat is we've started replacing all of this tongue and groove wainscoting on her sides with vinyl. You never have to paint it, never have to worry about it rotting again, but we've replaced probably 70% of it on this boat. It's all just gradually going away, but you know, it's 100 years old, and so it's doing okay. All of this mahogany had to be stripped and redone a couple of years ago. We've got a lot of time in this. She's got closed circuit television on several spots of the boat. Mm-hmm. He can, from his office in Fairfax, he can monitor what's going on the boat all the time. He's probably looking at us now, actually wondering what the hell we're doing. But well, a real boat lover wouldn't do it.
No. Ready?
We're now down in the engine room. When we first got this boat, the only way into the engine room was through a small door right there. That was not the original design, but that's the design that Art Wolf put in it in 1999. We redesigned that and put the entranceway here and closed off that door and made a full bulkhead across that area. This is, like I said before, it's a 1938 D13000 Caterpillar. It's probably got 1 million hours on it or more. We put in all new batteries. These are engine starting batteries and house batteries. Up here we have a new water heater. All of the systems that go out, like the freshwater washdown, the saltwater washdown, and the power are on retractable reels. So you just hit a button and they roll themselves back onto the boat. It's really nicely appointed for cruising. Back in that area we have the generator. That is I think a 10 kW. It has hydraulic steering back in the stern. We have all new floors in here. Not a whole lot we didn't do down in this area. When he bought this boat, this floor here came out about this far and then went up, and it was impossible to work in here. And so we had to cut all of that out, and we put in these beams to replace that structure. And like I said, all new water system.
How much fuel do you carry?
She carries 150 gallons of fuel. This boat will probably run 250, 300 miles on that much fuel. It's very, very economical engine to run. She is, on that side we have two 50-gallon holding tanks for the black water, and a 400-gallon freshwater tank up in the front for freshwater systems. Yeah. The entire electrical system is brand new, Peter. All of that stuff, we put all of that stuff in 3 years ago.
Great.
You don't see many old dead rises with this kind of stuff on them.
Look at the shifter. This is the shift.
That's the manual shifter, yeah.
Say that again. So this is the manual.
This is the manual clutch shifting lever right here. It's amazing. This is an 8,000-pound engine with 110 horsepower. It's got a 3-inch exhaust pipe on it. You just don't see that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Double bed. Every bed down here has a drawer under it for storage, and it's got a shelf over on the other side for a bookshelf. Then you go in here. We have a washer dryer combination for keeping up with the dirty laundry. You want to see if this hatch will open?
Oh, what's under there?
Keel.
Oh yeah.
That's a keel right there.
Hold on a second. I want you to tell me what the. And that is the keel from 1929.
Yeah.
So say that whole thing.
This is the original keel from 1929.
Wow.
And you can see how it's black. That's from putting pine tar on it and creosote for all those years. That's what's kept it from going to pieces. Okay, we have 4 bedrooms, 4 beds here. 2 on this side, 2 on this side. Scott and his wife have 2 kids, a girl and a boy, and when they cruise, a lot of times the kids will bring a friend with them. So there's bedding for the kids and their friends. What they do a lot is cruise for a week or 2 weeks at a time. And if you get a rainy day or a day when the kids can't go out and play, they come in here and pull a screen down and watch movies with a projector TV situation. They've got all that stuff, and it's kind of a playroom as well as they got a table. They sit in here, play cards. They're an active young family, and so this just provides them a good place to get in out of the weather. This boat has 3 shear clamps on each side. As 1, 2, 3 shear clamps layered on each side. Most typical dead rise have one. Some of the bigger ones have two. I've never seen one with three before. And so this boat was constructed awfully heavy, and she was built to work, and that's the reason she's lasted so long and done so well. She's very heavily built. And you can see the fasteners, just tons of fasteners.
Good.
These are the original deck beams. They are 6x6 here. That one is 4x6 probably, and the heaviest of them are like 6x12s. The ones that go all the way across are 6x12s, like this one. It's a massively heavy boat. The structural sections of this boat are built from Virginia longleaf heart pine, and there is no more of it. It's all gone. These trees were growing when the settlers came across, and they've been used up on these boats and different projects and things, and it's just all gone. The only way to get it now is to buy it from a restored building or something that's been torn down. I have friends who hoard it, just trying to save a little piece here and there, but it is rare to find a good piece of it. And if you pull a piece out, it kind of breaks your heart that, you know, it's going to be thrown away. But it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, that's the original Coast Guard number. That's the original Coast Guard registration number. That number is on her document. And the 20 is the tonnage. That is the gross tonnage, or I believe the net tonnage of this boat.